Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about how to fly the coop for your business. For your business, wherever it is, whatever you do. All of us that are in business want to grow and succeed and create the business of our dreams, right? Well, what does flying the coop have to do with growing your business, and how can you use it to work for your business, whatever it is that you want to create? I'll share 3 ways to do that on this quick video today. Number 1, let's talk about where this idiom comes from, what does it mean, and how might you apply it to your business. To fly the coop, of course, a coop is a small encaged cage or enclosure that usually houses chickens. When I was a little girl, we had a chicken coop. We actually lived on a little hobby farm. I grew up on a hobby farm. It's now where the hospital is in my small town, but it was a small hobby farm, and we had chickens, and we raised chickens, and we raised, horses and dogs, and that was about it. I guess we had cats once in a while too, but mostly chickens, dogs, and horses. So chickens were a funny story. My dad thought that it would be fun for we girls, my sisters and I, there were 4 of us girls growing up there, to have chickens in the chicken coop. Since there's a chicken coop, we might as well have chicken. So he bought chickens. And of course we lived in the country, so the country back then, the neighbors' dogs, or the wild dogs, we weren't sure exactly, would get in and eat all the chickens up, and there'd be feathers everywhere. And for about 2 or 3 times, my dad replaced the chickens because he thought we wouldn't notice that the chickens looked different, and he didn't want us to feel bad that, each one of us took a chicken and it was our pet chicken. He didn't want us to feel bad that they were getting eaten. So they didn't all 4 get eaten at once. One would get picked off and there'd be a different looking chicken. And that's how he got away with doing it a few times. But the chickens lived in a coop. It's the whole point of that. And when they would escape, they would get eaten by a neighbor dog, or by who could be foxes, wolves, we don't know. Lived out there where there were lots of animals. Lived in a part of Wisconsin where there's lots of nature and lots of wildlife. But the point was, chickens live in a coop. But if they escape, well, they might have their freedom, but they also might be subject to danger, right? Well, coop also refers to and is slang for jail. So when a prisoner escapes from jail, they fly the coop. It's said to fly the coop. Now, a lot of us are feeling really pent up, and with the COVID virus and everything, and we wish we could fly the coop. My state of Wisconsin, just this last couple of days, has opened up the businesses and things, and they're not, some are doing it in a very responsible way, others not so much. And again, how you do things shows people who you are, right? This not just on a business level, but especially on a business level, because you're showing a lot more people right out in the open who you are and how much you care about them, right? With respect to, did you put systems in place that will ensure the safety and the continuation of your business? Some businesses have done that. At least, I'm just talking about my little town. Other businesses, absolute positive free-for-all, as if nothing had happened. And I'm sure there'll be consequences of this, positive or negative. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Nobody knows. I don't have a crystal ball. But everybody's been pent up, and we want to fly the coop. Well, how can you apply the escaping, busting out, getting out of, or leaving a situation suddenly and secretly? Usually suddenly and secretly. Prisoners, when they break out of prison, they always get discovered, but they usually want to do it suddenly and secretively, right? Well, how does this apply to our lives? I have, in all areas and aspects of my life, in some way, shape, or form, flown the coop, right? I flew the coop in my very bad marriage. So with respect to relationships, I escaped a difficult, challenging relationship and marriage, so I flew the coop from that. I've flown the coop and severed myself from really bad business partners, and I consider myself very lucky and fortunate that I could separate myself. Damage was done, but I still am here today to talk about it. I actually have flown the coop and avoided permanent death, right? I had a sudden cardiac arrest and died, yet I'm still here talking to you today. So that didn't stick. So I say I got off, I escaped suddenly. I didn't secretively escape. I guess I kind of secretly escaped death, but because I don't talk about it that much. But I flew the coop with respect to my health. I've flown, and then marriage and partnerships and things would be relationships. In business, I've left jobs. I've gotten fired from jobs, but I've also consciously left jobs because they weren't the right fit for me. I've stopped running businesses or transitioned to other businesses because they weren't the right fit for me. They were great businesses, but I didn't love running them. They weren't the right fit for me. So I feel like I've flown the coop with respect to businesses. I've I've also, and this one kind of goes both ways, I've also had to let customers go that weren't right for me or the business that I was running at the time. And that's kind of a business and relationship one, right? And that you get better at that over time with your business in terms of picking the right customers, the people that you really want to serve. So what are 3 ways that you can use this idiom right now? Number 1, know where you are and where you want to go. Know what you want to achieve so that you can determine, am I quitting something or am I just changing and making progress toward what it is that I want? Then that gives you, number 2, the confidence and the power to say, this isn't right for us. We're going to leave this process. We're going to leave and stop making this product or service. We are going to stop serving these people or this type of customer. We are going to sever ties with this vendor or this relationship. We are going to let go of certain employees, certain people that don't fit in your organization as you move toward what it is that you want. And thirdly, we want to make sure that we're auditing and paying attention to how things feel, what results we're getting. You know, they always say know your numbers. You have to know your numbers from a standpoint of, are you moving in the direction that you want toward your long-term goal and vision for your business, or are you moving away from it? And then periodically pay attention to that. Be aware of your surroundings and of how relationships and health and wealth and everything is going, and make conscious decisions based on that to continually be moving you toward the goals and the objectives that you want for your business, no matter what's going on with your business. Whether your business has been shut down for the pandemic, whether your business is somewhere in the middle and has had to pivot and change and transition to different products and services during this time period, or whether your business is just exploding because you've got services that are absolutely positively required right now. Each one of these things, knowing where you're going to go, knowing and being confident leaving things behind that aren't working for you, and then auditing and paying attention to what is and isn't working so that you can decide what to quit or what to fly the coop on, are all 3 ways that you can apply this idiom to your life and to do it for your business right now. So that's it. That's our idiom for today. I'm going to go fly the coop and have some coffee this morning and then go for a nice walk. I'm going to walk downtown and check it out just because I'm dying of curiosity now. And I know if I walk down there, I can avoid the crowds and avoid people. Not avoid people in a negative way, but just make sure I stay out of any craziness that isn't good or right for me. Have an awesome day. I will see you around with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how can you apply it to your business right now? Love to know your experience with this idiom. Share it in the comments below, and I will do this tomorrow. Bye. Have an awesome day.